Hey guys, it's Friday night, it's cold, so grab yourselves a blanket, sit by the fire, grab a hot chocolate, and welcome once again to Davy's Game Corner. Now, tonight's episode is a tag response video, which is awesome because it's my first one, so I am really honoured to be doing this. So I'd like to thank Born Survivor 123, thank you very much. And he was basically asked 3 questions, and at the end of his video he passed these questions on to 3 YouTubers, and I'm really honoured to say that I was one of these lucky people. So I'm going to answer these 3 questions, and hopefully if I've got time at the end, a little tiny bit of news again from the world of my game corner. And question 1 is, from the last 3 generations, what were your favourite 3 games? Now this is a hard question, as I just finished doing this video and I looked at the 3 that I'd chosen and thought they're all sort of similar, so we're going to go on a different pathway. And we're going to start off with one of the games which Born Survivor actually did pick, but I love it that much that I'm probably one of the 3 people in the fan base that he mentioned, and it is Shenmue for the Dreamcast. Now, unfortunately, the last disc is kind of scratched, so I'm thinking of taking this to work and getting it re-polished. But it's a fantastic game. The storyline was very simplified. It's Sega's unique style is just simplified, and the way that you go through the game, solving mysteries, wasting time in the arcades, drinking cans of pop, and just having a really good time, as weird as it sounds. It's kind of odd the way that you can enjoy something that you could do in your everyday life anyway. And there's a certain point in the game where I absolutely hated walking down the alleys at night time, because there's a weird guy that is apparently stalking you, and he meets up with you in an alleyway and you have to fight him using quick time events, which is one of the things I absolutely loved. It's a great game. I haven't played the sequel, unfortunately, but this game took hours off my life, and I'm glad to say that it was fully repaid when I re-got this and played through it again. Brilliant game, seriously check it out. The second title, this is the one that I had trouble with. I love this game, but I didn't want to pick it because it is a popular title, but it is one of my favourite games, and it is Dino Crisis 2 for the PlayStation. Now, I loved it. It sort of took Jurassic Park, gave it a kick up the ass, and gave it violence. And the first game was good. I wasn't a big fan of it, just due to the fact that it didn't have pre-rendered backgrounds, and I am a big fan of pre-rendered backgrounds for games of this sort of era. And it's scary. It's got more of an arcade feel to it, with the fact that you can be running around. You run through an area, you kill 6 dinosaurs and get combos for each each dinosaur that you kill. And then you can go back into that same area again and just be attacked by about 16 velociraptors. It was awesome. It was sort of on the edge of your seat action for the whole game. And I hate water. I hate underwater scenes in games, and this had one of the worst underwater sections ever. I hated it, and I always had to turn it off. But it was a fantastic game. It's a follow-on from the first one, and it is the best one in the series, as the third one really did bomb. And my final game for question 1 has to be something that I played through a lot as a youngster, and then got it back in secondary school. I swapped this game for Super Mario Bros, and I got Zelda boxed and complete. But this is Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening on the Game Boy. I have played this game about 17 times, and it does not get old. It's probably my favourite Zelda game in the series, and I know that I've just had a lot of people probably turning me off right now for saying that. This game was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. From the moment that you get your first sword and shields, to the first dungeon, to the puzzles into the game, to actually finishing the game. and you're basically Link, and you have to go and collect 8 instruments to wake this big creature called the Windfish up to destroy Ganon. And it was an awesome game. It was back in the day when Ganon was still like in his pig form, and he didn't have a human form yet. And it was just one of the games that I absolutely loved and will cherish forever. Now, question number 2 is, what is your favourite controller, and I would assume why? Now, I went through the notions of Super Nintendo, but my hands are too big and it's not as comfortable. The Sega Mega Drive controller didn't have all that. The Dreamcast controller was comfortable, but it felt to me that it was flimsy, and I was going to pick the Xbox 360 pad, but obviously it's been modelled on from so many controllers that I didn't think it was right to pick it. So I have gone ahead and chosen the GameCube controller. Now, it fits perfectly into your hands. You've got enough sort of space, if I could show you. I can't show you this way around, but you can remove your hands and still play. So if you get clammy hands, you've got the chance to let them cool down a little bit. The button layout was perfect as well. It was simplified buttons. There was not much that you had to do. The D-pad is probably one of the only down points, as it doesn't feel like a very decent D-pad, but you don't need it, as every GameCube game worked off the directional analog pad. And I also like the fact you had this nice little clicky Z button as well. It was a very simple pad. And the final question is, if you could see one game remade, what would it be and why? Now, I sort of had the same trouble as Born Survivor did with the whole, I don't want to pick a game that I absolutely cherish. Like, I wouldn't want to pick Zelda and see this remade on a next-gen console, because I don't think I'd be very happy with it, as the style the game had needs to stay there. It needs to stay in its 2D, top-down style. I then thought of Alundra, as it was my all-time favourite game, but I don't want to see that ruined either. The sequel, Alundra 2, absolutely sucked. It was such a it was a good game, but it was just a disgrace in the way that they'd taken this perfect format and then turned it all 3D, because that was the in thing at the time. So I've gone with the theme of Splatterhouse has just come out. Black Ops has got a zombie map pack, and Red Dead Redemption has a zombie map sort of storyline to it. So I thought, why not go zombie and pick zombies? Also known as Zombies Ain't My Neighbours in other countries, and it was also on the Sega Mega Drive. This game was 55 levels of fun, and boy was it. It seriously was. I loved playing this game. From the moment that you load it up, to the freaky, eerie, funny music, to the tongue-in-cheek enemies like your zombies, werewolves, Jason-wielding maniacs. You had lizard men, giant babies, giant ants. It was all throwbacks from 50s films, and this game was awesome for that. Now, I'd love to see this brought forward to the obviously this era, the next gen era, and have a full 3D version. Even if it was an isometric 2.5D sort of game where you'd run up and down, sort of like Geometry Wars or the Dead Ops arcade on Black Ops sort of style to that. I'd love to see this remade. Now, Splatterhouse had the simple formula of if it moves, kill it, get to the end of a level, which is the same as this. And they've remade Splatterhouse for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. So I'd love it if Konami went ahead, as they've done with Castlevania, and just do zombies. Even if it was an Xbox Live arcade title or a PlayStation title. I would love to see this brought forward to 2010. Or 2011, as it is almost the end of this year. Well, that's the last 3 questions. That's all the questions done. So what I'm going to do when I've finished this is I'm going to pass this on to 3 lucky subscribers of mine. Oh, the joy. I'm going to leave your names down in the description box, along with Born Survivor, as you can check him out. And please, guys, go ahead and answer these questions and pop them up. Just put them as a tag video so we know that you've done it. And last little bit of news I'd say is I am actually redecorating at the moment. So I'm taking a little bit of time off to do the decorating. The Metal Gear Solid trilogy is on the way. I had to put it off for a week as of the decorating, and I did pull a muscle in my back. Wussy! But that's that done. The intro video is on the way as well, so there'll be a nice few videos to keep you going until Christmas Day, where you can open your presents and have fun and get drunk, or whatever it is that you do. So guys, please, by all means, comment, rate and subscribe. It would be amazing to have more subscribers. Like I say, I would like to do a 50 subscriber special. Just get it out there. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm going to upload this video now. So have fun and get answering these questions. And I will see you soon. Take care.